Welcome back to another episode of Forbidden Depths. I'm your host, Queen Frostbitten, and we're here today to get down, dirty, and sultry by staying open, educated, consensual, and safe. If you're returning, welcome back to another episode. Thanks for supporting the channel and its growth. If, of course, you're new here, make sure you follow, like, and subscribe, because one taste will never be enough. Welcome to another episode of Forbidden Depths. I have an amazing, sexy, very, very experienced individual. I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda La Fatale, and I've been a dominatrix since I've been a mini dom since I was 5. Professionally, I say like around 19, 20. And I love this lifestyle. I live it and breathe it, and I can't see another way of living life, right?
Yes. Oh my goodness. And whenever the weird thing was, it's like I was destined to follow you. So I was suggested by Twitter to follow you. And I'm looking at your photos and I'm like, oh my goodness. I run across all of these people that are like fake doms or insta doms. And I just seen your page and I was like, this is screaming at me. I know with all the sensual, all of the aura, this is real.
Girl, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me and having this pillow talk with me and welcoming me with such loving arms. The minute that I started texting you, that we started communicating on the private messages, I just clicked. I just felt like you were my sister from another galaxy. Like I've known you. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm looking forward to our conversations and our juiciness. And
me too. I get so excited. So if you don't follow her over on Twitter, make sure you do. It's over at AMANDALAFATALE. Also, she has other links in her bio that you're going to want to see.
Oh yeah, I have my website, I have a YouTube video channel, I have a Snapchat, I have a little bit of an Instagram, but the Instagram got deleted. You already know how it is, the Instagram.
How many have you had? How many
I
Instagrams?
had 3. I had to do it 3 times. You?
11.
Girl, that shit is sick.
I'm done. This one, yeah. I don't even do. So I'll go through phases where I'll post for like 2 days and then I'll just leave it and not go back to it because I don't want to invest in something that's going to get taken again.
And it hurts your feelings too. It's like, I'm like, oh my God, I put so much effort and thought into this, and we put our hearts out in our art. And
our clients disappear every time.
Yes.
And after you make so many accounts, they get tired of looking for you.
Right. So I just decided, I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to keep it there and put a picture here and there, and that's it. Not put too much.
That's exactly what I do. Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully, or if I'm Twitter, like going live on Twitch,
girl,
post, hey, I'm live on Twitch.
Yeah.
You can do that and not get in trouble.
Which I haven't done Twitch.
Oh, you should. You can. Yeah. Okay. So what I like to do with Twitch is I like to go on there and just do chatting and just talk with people, just like we're talking right now. And then they'll slowly ask you if you have like other websites, and you can just be like, oh, just follow me on my socials.
Nice. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I do that to draw traffic from Twitch. I don't even like try to make money there. I just use it to draw traffic because you can get people from there over to your other platforms. Just a little marketing technique.
Nice. See, I had no idea. Girl, you're putting me onto something.
Yeah, you should do it because there's a lot of motherfuckers there. And then some people just like to hear you talk.
Yeah,
they just come to hear you talk. And you can get ad revenue from your shit. You can leave up your recordings and people go watch them and you get ad revenue. So it's kind of like snowball. It just slowly builds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do I have to pay to get an account there, or
No.
no?
Twitch is free. So all you have to do is have your email, set up an account. Once you set up an account, you'll do things like you do on your other sites, like you do your profile picture, a background
Right.
picture. You can set up a schedule if there's a certain schedule that you want, so people know when you'll be live.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a super tame chatterbait.
All right.
Yeah.
Now I know.
So
Oh, now I have my homework.
I have a question for you. I've noticed a lot of your pictures on your Twitter have all kinds of like amazing outfits. So are any of these kinks of yours?
Oh yeah. Everything I wear is like it, because it makes me feel powerful. It makes me
Mhm.
feel what's the word? It makes me feel that I'm Amanda, it just transforms me into this other human being, this
Right.
being that is just, so even in my regular life, my regular day-to-day life, I like to wear leather a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh, me
like to
too.
wear latex, even when I go, to a soccer game or something. I like to wear latex, I like
Mm-hmm.
and it's not the attention. It's not that. It's just I don't do it for the attention. I do it
Right.
for how I feel,
Yeah.
empowered, right?
And that is spoken like a true motherfucking dom. I don't do it for the attention. I do it because I fucking love myself and this makes me feel
Mhm.
powerful. I
Right.
love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
I mean that's how we have to do it. I think that's something that women have forgotten nowadays. It's more, oh, let's do it for the pictures or to look good for
Mm-hmm.
the gram. No, no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you do that, and whatever rocks your fucking boat, go ahead and fucking do it. But girl,
Mm-hmm.
remember that the number one reason why you're doing it is for yourself.
Yes.
Right? To
Yes.
feel good, to feel empowered,
Ooh.
to feel sexy, to feel that you can fucking take over the world.
Yes. Yes. That is what I say all the time. Oh, okay. So I have a thing. People ask me how I'm doing, and I'm like, I'm fucking amazing. And they're like, oh, what are you gonna do today? And I'm like, I'm planning to take over the world. What are you doing?
Yep, that's right. And that's the way you got to do it. That's the way you got to approach it. And you are taking over the world one whip at a time.
Yeah, yeah. Damn straight. Damn straight. So I know that we kind of talked earlier a little bit about kind of how you have a mate, how your mate supports you and everything that you do. So I love that he's super, super supportive for you. Can you kind
Yes.
of tell me how you guys met? And
Oh, of
was it
course.
prior to you getting into sex work, or was it after you were exposed to sex work?
Okay, so I've been exposed. Let's start from the beginning. So I actually wrote a blog about this the other day, not too long ago. I was reminiscing and thinking about it. So I started in this knowing that I like to have power over men or other human beings. It could be women too.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
this little kid. I was living in New York. I was born and raised in New York City, and I lived in the fifth floor. Now, across from me, there was this kid and this mom. His mom used to come over and drink coffee with my mom. My mom was also a homemaker.
Mm-hmm.
So she would come over with her son. Her son, it was my age, 5 years old. We were both 5 years old. His name was Gene Carlos. And he would come over and me and him will play, and he was the husband, and I
Mm-hmm.
had a doll, and I had the kitchen, the plastic kitchen.
Okay.
So imagine me, this little dummy girl at that age, telling this little boy to clean the dishes. And when he didn't do a good job, I will fucking bend him over and spank him. And he loved the fucking shit. Like he loved it. I will like bend him over. I will put down my baby because that was our baby, right? Me and him
Yeah.
were married. He was my husband. And I will put him down, put it down, put her down. And I will like bend him over and like, wah! And then for him not to like, because my mom will hear it. So if he will like squeak, so I'll like put, my hands over his hand, his face. Mind you, I'm like 5, 6 years old. This kid too. We had no idea what the fuck we're doing, but I just loved it.
Right.
And that's how things started. And then professionally, girl, I've been a mini dom since like forever. And then professionally, many years later, I was working at Starbucks, and then this tranny came in, and she was like, I didn't know what the fuck what a tranny was. I was like 18, 19 at that age. And she was like, oh, let me, come on over. And I was like, okay. So I came over to her house. It was full of like trannies. And this is how I was introduced. I didn't know what the hell. I was like, wow, those women are beautiful. Oh, wow, they're beautiful. And then next thing you know, they're popping, a big ass dick, a mandingo. And they're like, here, put on a strap on. I'm taking hormones. I can't get up. So that's how legit things happen. Like that was like my first, kind of thing going on, like when I was introduced to it. And
you went to 100 real quick. You skipped a lot of steps.
girl, yeah, I was living that New York fast life. And so from Starbucks to whipping ass, I loved it. And then my husband, so what happened was I was traveling a lot back in like 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I was traveling a lot, doing I was recording myself I had a team. I had a makeup artist, I had a manager. I was doing a documentary, which I actually still have. I still haven't finished it, so I'm still working on it. Takes years.
Oh my goodness, yes.
We went to Cuba, we went to Canada, and in that I was walking around in latex and going to dungeons in Montreal, and like I had no idea. We went to Fetish Week. It was fun. It was super fun. But one day I was so tired that night that because I was doing photo shoots, we did like 13 looks in one day. And
right.
I was
which is exhausting on its own.
Right.
Just changing in and out of those clothes. If you have never changed in and out of latex, let me tell you, it is a chore on its own. Like, yeah, it looks good. It feels good. Feels super sexy. But after you try on like 2-3 outfits, you're going to get fucking tired and you're going to be like, peeling that shit off because it gets sweaty under there. Right.
Oh my God, it gets sweaty. It gets like stuck to your skin.
Yeah, it's like super sticky. Yeah,
super sticky. You need more people to help you put on the fucking shit, right? It's like an art in and of itself, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's like it's just so, girl.
That's why I make people tip me. If they want me in latex, they gotta tip me. That's like whenever I'm on Chatterbait or something, there's this little link like they can pull up and look at all the things that I have listed they can tip for, and they tip for me to wear that shit because listen, I have it still laying out because I was wearing it last night. So this stuff is like, it takes forever to put it on. And then after you've been wearing it, your skin gets like super clammy and it's hard to do anything else with. So if you have like wardrobe change, it's just annoying. So I charge extra for that.
You should, because it's not easy. It's something that it really takes time, and you really have to love the latex. And then on top of that, we break, like we have nails. So if we rush, we can break it easily.
Rip that shit. Yeah. Have you ever had any rip?
You haven't?
Have you had any rip?
Oh, girl.
I was so sad whenever my skirt ripped. I was like, oh, it's my favorite.
Right.
And I still haven't replaced it because my heart was broken.
Like your soul just broke.
Yeah, yes.
I know. It's terrible. It's terrible. But we got to do it. I mean, girls got to do what they got to do.
Yeah.
So then back to the thing. So this is what happened. So I'm tired. I'm over here. My team wants to go out and party because they're in Montreal. So I'm like, no, I can go. I'm going to stay here in my room with my friend, Grey Goose, and I'm going to relax. I
Right.
started FaceTiming my husband at that time. We didn't know each other. We have pictures of a Chihuahua because I have a Chihuahua. He had a Chihuahua at that time. So we started commenting on each other's Chihuahua. And
Wait, is
we
this on
were
like a
like,
dating site?
no, it was on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Girl,
Okay.
yes, it was on Instagram. So we started commenting, and I was like, you know what, I'm bored. My team just left. Uh, let's start video chatting through Instagram. And
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, sure. He was in the seminary. He was gonna become a priest. So he was in the seminary, and he was on
I
his
love
fourth
this.
year. He was on his fourth year, and he was like, okay, everybody in the seminary went to sleep, so we can chat. And that's how we started. We started chatting. And that moment, that night, my team left. They came back. Me and him were still FaceTiming. I was still, drinking and relaxing in my hotel room. He sent me flowers the next day to my hotel room. Beautiful fucking arrangement, flowers. And I just fell in love with him. It was like an instant connection. It was
Now,
an
did
instant
he know
connection.
what you were whenever he started?
Not prior to the FaceTime.
Okay.
So after we did the video that night, because he thought that I was just modeling, and then I went into details that night. I'm like,
Right.
no, I'm a dominatrix. Like, this is my lifestyle. This is my passion,
Yeah.
and this is what I am. I'm sorry, Father.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but this is how it is. And he was non-judgmental, of course. He was, he was really understanding. And I did tell him I do believe in God. I do go to church every Tuesday, which is true. Every Tuesday in New York, there was I'm Latina, so there was a church that did Bible prayers in Spanish on Tuesdays. And no matter what client used to call me that day on Tuesdays, I used to tell them, no, tonight is from 7 to 9. I'm in church, so don't bother me.
Yeah.
Don't bother me. So I did that for many, many years. So yeah, I'm a Catholic, and I believe in God. I believe in the higher spirit. I believe in doing good in the world.
Right.
I did tell him that, but I like kicking ass.
Yeah. Kick
Yeah.
that ass.
Yeah. So, but he was in Pittsburgh, right? So I live in Pittsburgh now, and I was in Canada, but I'm from New York. So we were doing long distance relationship after that.
Right.
And then we were like, fuck it, we can't be without each other. And I moved here. And of course I got pregnant. I have my twins and the whole 9 yards.
Awesome. Like,
Yeah.
that's so exciting and liberating. Like, I get so excited whenever someone talks to me about how they successfully have navigated a relationship while being in sex work, because so many people find it hard to do, which is understandable with all the amount of time that you spend in sex work, the amount of energy, like you're traveling, like there's so much that goes into it. Plus, whenever you work for yourself, you're always working. Like, if you're not working in person, you're working online, right?
Right.
So it's like,
Right.
it's part of your life. So a lot of people can't accept that you're literally always working.
No. Well, my husband, he's very supportive. And if I need something at the dungeon, because now I have my own dungeon. So if I need anything done over there, he does it for me. He's always driving me to places that I need to be. If I need to travel, we coordinate with the kids, so it's a teamwork. It's I won't be able to do any of this without him, because I always knew that I wanted kids, and I always knew that I wanted a husband, right? But I could never find somebody that will actually accept the whole me. I know you get right
100%. 100%. And the thing that I run into whenever I'm trying to date is the fact that so many people want to be with the porn star, but they don't want people to know that they're with the porn star, and they don't want to be a part of like your work. So whether you're in, the porn industry, or you're into BDSM or whatever, and I've even had mates that don't want to date me because they are intimidated almost. They don't want the general public to know that they're dating a dominatrix because they don't want to know what they will look like to other people. Like, you
Right.
should fucking love me in the open and not care what other people think.
It's me and you.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. And they're not paying our bills.
Exactly. They're not paying our bills. And if they are, it's because they're my slaves. So hush.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
Right?
And the people that are your slaves aren't going to be the ones judging and complaining anyway. It's everybody else that are insecure. These people that are worried about traditional values, and they're extremely insecure with their own desires. So they try to repress other people's. Like,
Right. Right.
we can open
Yeah,
that whole
they
can of
try to
worms.
control. They try to control the woman, and you can't control
Yeah.
a dominant woman. You can't control a powerful, beautiful goddesses. We create life. We
Yes.
we nurture it. You know, even in sessions, I do find myself leaving a piece of my soul to every submissive that comes in sessions with me, because
Yes.
I am welcoming you into my world. I'm welcoming you
Mhm.
into my space, right? Do
And
you
you're
feel like
putting
that
all of
too?
yourself into it.
Right.
It's not one of
Yes.
those things like it's just a performance that we're just kind of there for. And then when we leave, we just go. Because every interaction we have is one that's not, it has purpose. So it's like we're putting parts of ourselves into that because it's real to us.
It's
It's
real.
not some kind of imitation something.
No, it's not. It's not an act. It's not. It's a lifestyle. It's something that we breathe.
Mhm.
We acknowledge it. We think about it all the time. How can I
Yeah.
make this better? Oh, I want to do those needles. Oh, I want to wear this tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Oh, I wonder if such and such is gonna like some sounds, right? Like, we're always
Mhm.
thinking of how to make the journey together more acceptable. How can
Yeah.
this journey with me make your life better and my life better? That's how I see it, right?
Yes.
You see it like that too, right?
Yes, 100%. And that chemistry is why
Hmm.
people keep coming back.
Right.
So I have seen some subs complain that it's like somebody's just going through motions. Like, yeah, they're performing the way I want them to, like the acts that I want them to do, but it doesn't feel like they're all there. Like, it feels like it's robotic almost.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I'm
mechanical.
sorry you had that experience because that's not what true BDSM is. But I mean, we don't all kind of grow into the position and grow into ourselves. Some people get burnt out and they just see it as
Yeah,
a job.
right.
Maybe they loved it when they
And that's in
started.
everything. That's in everything in life.
Yeah,
That's in everything in
100%.
life. You can be a fucking, a hairstylist. You can
Mm-hmm.
be a doctor even. You can
Yeah,
be anything, and feel that it's just something that you're going through the motions, that you're really not called for that, right?
yeah, yep.
So what makes it fun for you? What makes it what what fills your bucket with
Oh my
BDSM?
goodness. I have so many things, so many things. First of all, I need a real fucking submissive. I don't like these people that fake to be, or these part-time submissives. Like, yeah, I'll take your money. I'll do the session. I'll take your money. But in order for me to enjoy the session to the maximum that I have, I
Yeah,
like the submissive to be there, be present, and actually be submissive. Like, I don't want you trying to dom from the bottom because I
right,
don't like people that do that. I like a
right,
true submissive. You tell me your interests and then let me lead.
right. Let
And
me
not
be the
everybody can do
guide.
that.
Let me guide you.
Yes. Because I
That's what
promise
it's
you,
all about.
I've had a lot of years of experience. I probably know you better than you after the first session.
Exactly. Exactly. You don't even have to tell me what you want, or like, it just goes in through one ear and out the other at the end of the day, because we're gonna go and we're gonna try new things, and I'm gonna bring you to something new up, and that you
Yeah.
never experienced before. Even if you've never done it with me. So,
Yes.
right.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I say that all the time. People are like, "Well, I've had this done before." And I'm like, "Well, you may have had it before, but you don't know what my flavor's like."
Right. Right.
So,
Right. Let's just erase all of and
yeah,
then a
let's
lot of
start at
these
the bottom and
videos.
build.
Right. Let's
Yeah.
build a foundation. and then build from that.
Yes.
I'm so with you, girl. Yes. So when did you start?
So I started pro doming 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I did domination before that, but I didn't do it in the open. So I was a lifestyle dom, but I wasn't a pro dom. And the reason I came out to the public was because I had friends that had messaged me or talked to me, and they were like, my family just cast me out because I like this, or I was interested in that, and they feel like it's degrading. They feel like I'm worthless. They feel like I bring shame to the family. And I remember one of those things being foot fetish. And I'm like, how in the world are you going to tell your son that you don't love them anymore because they like feet?
Right.
For me, that wasn't acceptable. I was like, that parent should be reprimanded. That parent should be taking therapy. They should be fixing whatever issues they have with themselves, because in no just world is it fair to that child for you to cast them out because they like feet. That doesn't even involve the parent. It doesn't involve anybody but the person that likes it and whoever that they choose to interact with. Like, it doesn't hurt them at all.
It doesn't. You have nothing to do with what happens in my bed. Like,
that's what I said. I was like, what do you mean they told you that that you couldn't be a part of the family anymore because you like feet? And
I know. I've
it
heard
was so
stories
sad.
like that too. Yeah. Thank God my family's all for. I mean, we're Dominicans. We're kinky as fuck. Like, like we're freaks, my brother, my aunts, my everyone, like my mother, when God rest her soul, she passed away. But okay, I remember my mother, her kink was piercing. She loved needle play.
Okay.
So she had piercings all over herself that she did to herself. She pierced every kid in the family, first piercings for the little girls and she was the one. She was into piercing. So, I know that for a fact. And everybody in my family is kinky. They're very, accepting. And my dad, he's like, go ahead, girl, do it.
Right. Get yours.
Do the best. You want to be a dom, be the best dom that you can be.
Right? Yes. And that's the way it should be. You should be supportive.
Yeah.
It's not like we're out here forcing people to watch our sessions either.
No.
Or
take our sessions.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Do you do videos? I don't really do much video.
So I have a bunch. I usually only film with my regular subs, my in real life subs. Other
They're
than
the
that,
only ones worthy of it.
yes, that's exactly what I said. Until you serve me for a long time and you're consistent with me, I don't want you to be a part of my brand. That's exactly what I tell them, because I don't know you. I don't know that you're going to be good for my brand. You haven't had consistency. And I feel like with that, I need to know that you're worth it. I need to know that you're worth being on my brand, being involved with it, and being associated with me in general. And I've had people like scoff at me. They're like, oh, well, so-and-so filmed with me. Well, I'm not so-and-so.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, no, it's my world. I make the rules. You don't like it, hit the road, Jack.
Yeah. 100%. So yeah, I do all kinds of different websites. I literally have my name on every website that I know about, and I will tell you why. Even if I don't post there regularly, I like to coin my name on that website so no one else can, because there are too many catfish people in the world. I don't trust people. So as soon as I see something that my name is not associated with, I'm like, let me go ahead, reserve my name here, because I did not do that on Pornhub and someone took my name.
Oh,
I was so disappointed. So if you go to search for me on Pornhub, you're not going to find Queen Frostbitten. You're going to find Queen FB, because my name wasn't available. And they don't even use it. That account has been up for many, many years and they don't even use it. Like,
they want you to pay to get it back.
I guess that's what it is. What it is. But since then, I've been like, I want to reserve my name everywhere so people can't do that to me. So
that's right. But I haven't done anything like that. I like I don't know. I don't like the videos yet. You know, to each their own. I don't know. I
Right.
just with the videos is not. It doesn't rock my world that much.
Mm-hmm.
But I do dabble here and there. I have a few videos on Tryst. That's about
Mm-hmm.
it.
Okay. Okay.
Dabbling.
Like, I have so many websites that I post on semi-regularly. Regularly, I think mostly I'm forced to use OnlyFans, but I hate OnlyFans. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't feel like they're model friendly. I don't feel like
Oh,
they're
I use loyal fans. Loyal
okay.
fans.
I
Loyal
don't
fans. Not only
use loyal
fans. No, loyal
fans,
fans.
but
I
I think I
use loyal
reserved my name
fans.
there. I'm gonna check.
Yeah, yeah. Loyal fans is really nice. I mean, I like it. That they're really, really nice people. And
I've
if you
heard
have
people
any
say that
questions,
they're fetish friendly.
yeah, yeah.
So
There,
not at
I
all
don't know
sites are
what
fetish friendly.
OnlyFans is, but the loyal fans, I like it so far.
hmm Well, OnlyFans, they are so particular about everything. Like
Really?
literally, you can't have items that aren't supposed to be inserted. So like if you're using a cucumber or a carrot or things that kinky people use, they will literally take your account from you.
I
Yeah,
had no idea.
it's horrendous. And you can't do like piss play or anything like that. They will remove your account for that. It's so sad. It's so sad. And
Were they always like that, or is that like a new thing now?
so they have slowly over the past 2 years, since more traffic was going
Right.
because of like the pandemic,
They don't
they've been
need the
enforcing.
money from the DOMs. But okay, I
Well,
bet you que when they were new, they accepted everything.
listen, what happened was years ago, whenever they first started, and the porn industry kind of found them, they started using them. And they were like making up the main amount of OnlyFans. Well, they thought that after they made a ton of money from the models, that they were then going to go and kick the models off.
Ah.
So then they tried to push out all sex work. When they did that, a ton of sex workers migrated, which is why Fansly popped up and a couple other sites became bigger. Well,
Ah.
whenever they did that, they lost a shit ton of money and they realized it. And then they were like, oh no, we were just kidding. We retract all of that.
Oh, too late. Fucking
Yeah.
assholes.
Yeah.
See,
So
I never even tried. I think I might
it's
have just
exhausting to have an account there.
yeah, no. You should try loyal fans.
I'm going to
They're
now that
really,
you say
really
that.
nice. Mm-hmm.
Because I remember looking into it. I can't even remember how long ago. I remember looking into it, but I never committed. Oh, and I'll tell you another good thing that you can look into. Have you heard of Sexed Panther?
Oh yeah. Is it good?
It's good.
To get text
So
and stuff, right?
yeah. So they have their own stipulations about stuff you can and can't talk about, but you literally can just sit and text people while you're doing whatever. Like I was eating a taco earlier,
Oh,
doming
that's fun.
someone.
That's so much fun.
Yes. It's so funny that people
So,
think that we're like always sexy, always like dressed in latex, like, you know, and we're just over here like eating a taco, like text.
yeah. Yeah. And some of them even like that. Some of them even like that. They're like, "Oh, what are you doing? You know, are you?
hmm
I'm just having, I'm just having a fucking sip of tea." And like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Talk to me about this. Talk to me about that. Yeah, let's do it." So, how does Sex Panther work? Do you do an account and then your phone number goes there?
Mhm.
Like how?
So it's kind of like Night Flirt. You sign up with your phone
Okay.
number and they take and send the messages to you. Now they just recently stopped the SMS messaging because apparently there was a bunch of violations of terms and the carrier dropped them. So they can't do
Oh,
SMS anymore. So that's annoying because
text you.
you have to have it open in order to get the notifications unless you have the app, which had a lot of bugs, which is why I don't keep the app. So I literally
Okay.
have to keep my phone open whenever I'm on there. But anyway, you sign up and then they have this thing where you can build your own audience, of course, with the people that you have, like you're following on social medias. But they also have this what is it called? It's post to something where it literally sends your post out to everyone and you can do hashtags, which is
Okay.
really fucking cool.
Yeah,
Um,
like a all over your social media,
yeah.
Twitter, Instagram, things like that. Okay.
Well, no, it's it
Oh.
posts to their website. So it's
See,
called
see, see.
Explore. You can
Okay.
click it and it says post to Explore and it'll post it to their website. So it's like advertisement, but you can only do it once every 2 hours. It's like free
Oh,
advertisement, which
oh,
is
okay.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
and that's how I've got
Nice.
the majority of my stuff on there. And I mean, shit, you can make extra money on the side just chatting with people. Like today, I just spent a few minutes just texting a few people, and I mean, I have $100 in my account. Like,
Wow.
it's worth it. It's
Okay.
worth
All right, sister. I'm
it.
on it. I'm on it.
Do it. Do it.
I'm gonna do
Actually,
it.
I will send you my referral link because they have a really good referral program too.
Okay,
So
send it.
if
Send it.
you the really cool thing about their referral program is if you refer someone and they make $100 on the website, then they give you a referral bonus for that person joining. Win-win.
Yes.
Like it's
I
so
love it.
awesome. Anyway, I get too excited talking to you. I get too excited talking to you.
Whee! We're sisters from another dimension.
I know.
Mhm.
Okay. So, kind of whenever you got started into sex work, I know that your introduction was to kind of that environment where you were just thrown into it. So, with your development over time in sex work, what do you feel your strengths were that help you be successful?
My perseverance. My
Oh, I love it.
perseverance, and even when people used to be like, no, you can't do that, you're never going to be successful,
Mhm.
or which I didn't really hear from much other doms or anything like that,
Oh, yeah.
but you just this I did have a mentor. Her name is Ariana. She
Mhm.
had because of COVID, she had her dungeon closed down, but she's been in the business for 30 years. And
Okay.
she always, she tried to guide me and show me the ropes as much as she can.
Mhm.
And she did believe, she did believe in me. She always believed in me. She always said,
Yeah.
you're a kinky bitch. you you're a true dom. She would tell me that, like, you're special, like, you're
Yeah.
kinky. Yeah, she would tell me that, and I remember, like, oh, I love my kink. I love, whipping ass. I love it. I love it when I have men just grovel on their knees to surrender
Yes.
to me, and just to give me everything they can, right? And
Mhm.
give me their soul.
Oh,
So, but
yes.
perseverance throughout life, life can throw a lot of things at you
Oh, yeah.
that can be traumatic if you don't digest it at the moment. And
Mhm.
through the traumas of losing parents, and being homeless. I was homeless for a while. I was in a shelter in New York City, and a single
Mhm.
mom. And through all of that, I always knew that kink was something that, even outside of work, was always there for me. Like, I was
Right.
able to release. I was able to let it go of the stresses of life through, okay, I'm dating this kid. Let me choke him, even though he was
Yeah.
scared to death, and he'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? And I
Right.
didn't know what the fuck I was doing either. I didn't have the vocabulary or the
Right.
understanding back when I was younger. But kink has always been there.
Mhm.
And I was always true to myself, right? I
Right.
always knew that it was that was part of me, even though I didn't know what it was at that
Right.
moment. And
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
that's what it is.
Nice. Nice. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. And I love that you're such a beautiful, well-rounded individual. Like you kind of had these traumas in your past that you turned into inspiration and power for your future.
We have to, because
Yeah.
we come to this world once, or maybe our souls recycle and come back, and we, if you believe in reincarnation,
Right.
um but I do believe that we're here for such a short amount of time that we don't have time to look back and regret or look back at our traumas and fret on it. We need to move forward. We need to learn from them, heal our traumas and heal whatever hurts us to become better, to be better
Right.
versions of ourselves. We always have to strive for that as a mom, as a dad, as a sister, as a brother, as a cousin, as a neighbor, as somebody
Yeah.
in the community. We
Right.
always have to strive to be better, not only for those around us, but for ourselves, right?
Yes. 100%.
And I think that being into sex work, either you could be a stripper, you can be, whatever rocks your boat, escort, sugar baby, whatever you wanna
Yeah.
be. If you're in the industry, you really have to have that backbone. You really have to be strong and believe in yourself that you can do it.
And
That
not let
whatever it
other
is,
people tell you who you are.
yeah, or diminish you for whatever it is that you feel like doing, because the
Yeah.
only reason why they're bringing you down, or they don't believe in you, or they're telling you that you're less than, is because of their own insecurity. You can't put it on you.
Yes. 100%. I completely agree with you. And that stands true to anything in life. Most people are going to tear you down if they don't understand you and if they're intimidated by you. And let me tell you, there are a lot of motherfuckers out there that are intimidated by a strong, independent woman because, one, they don't know what to do with them. And two, they're threatened by the amount of empowerment that we have.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, it's their ego. It's their
Yeah.
ego. People's egos, it's good to have an ego, but there's a thin line between
Yeah.
good and too much.
Yep.
And not a
100%.
lot of people know how to navigate that.
Yep. I completely agree. I completely
Right.
agree. So of course, I know you said that you kind of worked some vanilla jobs previously, and
Mhm.
then you kind of got into sex work. So when looking at the comparison, what kind of differences did you notice between your like a 9 to 5 and sex work?
Besides the money, because money, even if you do have a regular 9 to 5, you can, if you have your little hustles on the side, you can always make as much money as,
Right.
I'm not in this lifestyle for the money. I've
Right.
always said that if I hit the lotto and I become a multimillionaire
You're
tomorrow,
going to keep doing it.
I'm gonna still be a fucking dominatrix. So
Yes.
it's not that.
Right.
What I see is like I said, the choice. You have a
Mm.
choice. You have a choice to wake up today or tomorrow and say, today I'm going to wear latex for the session. Today I'm going to wear
Mhm.
leather for the session. Today I'm going to play some needle. Today I'm going to go see Bob. I'm going to see Slave Bob today. I'm going to call him
Mhm.
up and see if he wants to serve me, because I feel like I really need to play with him or
Right.
her, right?
Right.
You
Yeah.
have a more one-on-one. You feel like you're really changing people's lives
Mhm.
in a more intimate, because you see intimacy, because intimacy is
Right.
into me you see. So I
Yes.
see your intimacy, you see mine.
Yeah.
And that's something that in the regular vanilla world, I don't find.
Mhm.
I've tried other things. I've tried teaching. I've tried, working in a law firm. I've tried Starbucks. I tried retail.
Yeah.
Nothing fulfills my bucket, my soul, as having that option of seeing my slaves and having them call me the next day and say, Mistress, wow, thank you, Goddess, for this beautiful, amazing session. It changed my life. That
Yeah.
to me is gold,
100%.
right?
And two things that go with that. I have had so many people tell me, one, that I saved their marriage, and
Yes.
two, that I saved their life. Do you know how liberating and fulfilling that is to help someone on a level that makes them say, hey, life is actually worth living. I feel like I'm understood. I feel like I'm accepted. And that's what we do. We empower people just like they empower us. it's not one of those things where it's just this completely perverted, completely kinky thing that should be just viewed as sexual only, because there's a lot that goes with having a relationship with someone. But I feel a lot of people don't know that. They don't know the full spectrum, you know?
Right. Yeah, no, they don't. They don't. Well, you know, people get into the videos right away. They Google it, and the
Yeah.
videos are not the actual things.
Yeah.
You know, they're not telling you what really deeply inside is happening between these two people that are partaking in BDSM, or multiple people.
Yeah.
In that are partaking in playing in BDSM. It's mental, it's physical, it's spiritual,
Yes.
it's out of this world. Like my slave, like today I had a 2-hour session, and I'll tell you, I needed to give him half an hour, just half an hour, to sit down and come down from that space, because he was like, Goddess,
Yes.
I feel dizzy, I feel dizzy.
Yeah.
And you, because you're into that space, and you give your all, right?
Yes, 100%. And you know, that's what I was talking about. People, one, they don't get to see the aftercare that's performed before and after the session. And two, they don't understand what subspace is. And whenever
Yes.
they do experience it, they think that it's okay to like push limits or change things. And it's not. That all goes back to consent. Because whenever you're in subspace, it's kind of like you feel like you're high, or you feel like you're drunk, and you're super impressionable. So you
Yes.
have to be very careful. You have to be a responsible dom in order to have healthy relationships.
Yes, yes, because some boundaries might be crossed that you're really not willing or ready to cross.
Yeah.
So it's up to the dom. You're putting all the faith in yourself in
Mhm.
somebody else's hands. Your
Yes.
life, basically. One wrong thing, that's just that restraint thing that I have up there, the you know, the winch, it
Mhm.
might fall, and that's it. You're
Yeah.
gonna break your ass. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So besides the
Yeah.
physical, the mental too is in my hands, right? It's in
Mhm.
your hands.
100%. And I feel like a lot of people don't know that about the dynamic. They see these videos like you were talking about. They see these videos and they think that all of that's real. Like you just show up and then you start getting the shit beat out of you, and somebody kicks you in the
No,
balls, and then they just leave you on the floor while they go out. Like, no, that is not how it works.
no, that's not how it
If
works. And
anybody's doing that to you, you need to walk away,
you need to
because your
walk
health is
away.
at risk.
Your health and your mental state, because you might come out of there thinking of horrible about women,
Yes.
you know,
Yes. Or if it's a male dom,
or
you
if
could
it's a
feel,
male dom.
yeah, you could feel you could feel so many different things. You could feel
Right.
violated. You could even feel like you've been sexually assaulted or raped or something like that. Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
communication is
And
key.
communication is the key to a successful relationship in any dynamic, of course, in
Yes.
everything, even a doctor or a
Mhm.
therapist or what, because
Right.
we as dom, I know you feel this way, we as dom, where are their therapists, where are their moms, where are their dads, we're everything for these gentlemen and ladies too. I see women too, you see women.
Yes.
So it's the same thing. We're
Yes.
everything in one package. We wear many hats.
Yes. And it's just like, I've had people say, hey, I need an emergency session like right now. And I only do that for my regulars for a reason, because one, I don't know what emergency session means to these random people. And
Right.
two, if my regulars are telling me that they have an emergency session request, it usually means that there's something going on in their life and they need to decompress.
Right.
So you have to learn how to accommodate those. It's just like being someone's therapist or being someone's doctor, being someone's
Right.
caregiver.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you literally have to learn how to do all of that.
Right. In an instant. In an
Yeah.
instant. You need to also, you need to fragment. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm a mom right now. In a half an hour, I need to be a dom, you know, or in a
Yeah.
half an hour, I need to be the soccer mom, or in the next half an hour, I need to be the sister, because my sister might be going through something and she needs me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
That flexibility.
the flexibility,
Yeah.
and for us, we need to be a strong. This is not for everyone. This is
No.
not for everyone.
Hell no. And you know, that's, I guess it's not really amusing to me. It's more, I guess, sad that you look on the internet, and like I was talking about whenever we first started our conversation, there's a huge saturation of DOMs online these days.
Yeah.
And it's the people that are like baby DOMs that claim. Have you heard of a vanilla DOM?
No.
Oh my goodness.
What the hell is a vanilla dom? Girl,
That is
tell me
exactly
411 on that. You gotta tell me. This is juicy. What the fuck is a vanilla dom? I never heard of that shit. Wait a minute.
so
What? Is there
So-
such a thing?
during the pandemic, vanilla dom became very trending and huge for people that did not want to get involved in BDSM. They did not want to get involved in role play. They did not want to get involved in real life sessions. They did not want to get involved in the therapy side. They literally just wanted people to see them as like a findom and send them money without doing any work.
Oh, see, those findoms. Yes. Mm-hmm. The fins, the ones with the financial domination, and you got to send them money and.
Yeah, well, see, the financial domination, that is legit, but there's very few people. It's a very small market for fin subs or findoms. But these vanilla doms, they think that they're like the findom, but they don't want to do any work for the money. So it's like they put up a picture on Instagram or on Twitter, and they're just like, I'm hot, send me money. And they don't ever do anything else.
So those are vanilla doms.
Yes. Like, I'm not into anything.
See,
I'm not into you.
Don't bother me, okay? Just send me your money. I mean, what's the fun in that? I don't really get it. What's the fun?
It's like one of those things where it's another just like entitled individual. Like these little college kids that really don't want to work for money. They're just super spoiled and they never really had to do anything for money. And they're just like, oh, well, people will send me money because I'm hot, and they don't work for it. They don't have like a personality, because you know as well as I do, some of our subs come to us because of our personalities.
Yeah, of course.
And these people don't have that. They call themselves a vanilla dom, and they just kind of exist, and they're not interested in anything. They don't have any kinks. They don't have like any kind of sexual attraction kind of stuff. They don't have like any open conversations about therapy or helping someone or anything like that. They just exist and expect people to send them money.
Ay, Dios mío. Ay, Dios mío. And
I was so confused when it started trending. I was like, how do people fall for this? How do people think that that's what a dom is? Because anybody that knows anything about a dom, they can kind of see, oh, well, this is real or this is fake. And let me tell you, if you're one of those subs or one of those people that don't know what to look for, make sure the person has some kind of age verified link, for one, and two, do your research on their page, because if they are well established, it's like if they're well established, you're going to have pictures.
It's like when you go and see a fucking for your car, an automobile. If you're gonna go, what's it called, a repair shop? If you're gonna go to a repair shop, you're gonna do your research for that. If you're gonna go to a doctor, you're gonna do your research on the doctor. Same thing with us, right?
Yes, 100%.
And or a restaurant, 100%. You want to see the reviews on the restaurant that you're gonna go eat, so why not with us? And then you know what, that fucks people like me and you, because then when we ask for a deposit, they'll be like, oh, I've been burned before, I don't want to send a deposit. Well, I'm sorry, motherfucker, but you're gonna have to. I've been burned too,
right?
You're gonna
that is my biggest pet peeve. People being like, oh, well, you send first, or you send me this specific picture and then I'll send you money. No, motherfucker, you won't. You're lying, for one. Two, I don't send shit for free. If you want free shit, go look on my timeline.
Yeah, go look at all free shit. Fucking things. I have Instagram, I have Twitter. Go ahead.
Yeah, 100%. Make yourself happy. Go look on my timeline, because we give tips and teasers out there too. It's not like we have one single picture and we're like, oh, well, that's enough. Like somebody that's active, have pre-existing stuff.
I always, every night, I always post at 8 o'clock. I
Mhm.
always post a picture, and during the day, if something funny happened, like yesterday, I had a little mice, so I posted
I've
that.
seen that.
Yeah, I had a little mice looking at me when I woke up in the morning. I'm like, holy shit! And then I look for my cat. My cat is on top of the fucking box microwave that I had on the floor that I still had. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to go get, But things like that I will post like for fun, you were
Right.
always posting and interacting. Ugh, I tell
Mhm.
you.
Yes, yes. So that kind of leads me to the next question that I have for you, kind of the I've been burnt kind of situations. So whenever you think about kind of your interactions that you've had as a whole as a dom, have you ever been put in a dangerous situation, whether it was mentally, physically, emotionally, where you kind of felt like some kind of health was at risk?
Well, thank God. I am so gracias a Dios, Dios mío. Thank you. Uh, I haven't been, put in that situation. Thank God.
Awesome.
Um, I've been very blessed to this day. Like I said, I was always working out of the Parthenon or Mistress Elizabeth Dungeon in New York City.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
this is the first time that I did my own dungeon.
Yep. Your own space.
So yeah, my own space. So
Mhm.
I always had, the guidance of Ariana or other mistresses that I,
Right.
I got along with. So thank God,
And
that
that's
that's
fucking awesome. To have the ability to have a mentor is amazing. Like,
I
not
know.
everybody has that opportunity, so that's super, super awesome. So since, of course, you did work for, somebody else's dungeon and now you kinda have your own, what's the difference in that?
Um, the solitude. The
Mhm. Okay.
solitude, you have your own space, you get to do whatever you want, and it's on
Yeah.
your own and on your own terms, and you have your own privacy. You can go in and out as you please. You don't have to worry
Mhm.
about other doms. Even though when I was working in that dungeon, Ariana will tell you if you ask her, but I will have like so many clients, so many slaves at the same time that I will
Mhm.
be booking there was like 4 rooms, and I will have one in the bathroom, one in each room, and I'll be going back and forth on each room, like
Yeah.
literally, legit, like, and they will all come at the same time too. So
Yeah.
it, it, it was crazy. Like when I got into my marathon moods, that I just
Oh my
need
goodness.
that. Oh, I will post it.
Yes.
I will post it on my social media. I'll be like, I need mistresses feeling very kinky. I need a
Mhm.
marathon. So come on, come and play with me in New York. And,
Yeah.
and all of them will come, and I will have like 3 different, I'll be going from one room and spanking one, and then the other one I'll do a needle, and then I'll run to the other room. Like
I
that. It
love it.
was so
I
much
love
fun.
it.
Yeah, but now that I have my own, it's like, and now it's a slower pace. It's not like New York
Mhm.
City either,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
Pittsburgh. So I feel like, okay, well, this is a more calmer and
Personable. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I love it here. The Pittsburgh has spoiled me.
Mhm. Now,
Pittsburgh
I
has
have
spoiled.
heard several people say that that is a good area. I know another pro dom that used to live in Pittsburgh, and she said that it wasn't like slow, super slow work, but it wasn't like super fast paced work. So it
Exactly.
was one of those things where you could kind of, it was there, but you could breathe.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm able to do whatever I need to do with family and take care of
Mhm.
things. And even if I actually wanted to, I could have another job,
Mhm.
work something else. But I really like the liberty of spending time with family and being the
Yeah.
mom, being the wife, and then also be the dom when it's time, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's not like in New York, you have to, it's such a fast pace.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
and it here is calmer, slow.
Mhm.
You should come to Pittsburgh.
I have been thinking about it. So I've been looking this year. I'm trying to reach out to people in areas that would be good for me to find somebody to do double dom work with, and also like film work, because I would love to do collaborations with people. And this year is my first year of being able to, I guess, expand more. Like the
Right.
past 5 years, I've only traveled to Tennessee, Texas, and Ohio. I'm living in Kentucky. So I just
Mhm.
had 4 points that I made throughout the
Mhm.
year. Well,
Right.
I'm slowly trying to expand out. I've been looking to try to go to New York this year. I was going to try to
Mhm.
go to Las Vegas this year.
Yeah.
And
I never been
I,
to Vegas.
oh my goodness, we need to go together.
Yeah, let's do it. I think I'm gonna go next month.
Okay,
I
okay,
think. I'll let you know and then
okay. You can let me know.
so we're
So
out.
that was kind of on my to-do list. And then what there was somewhere else. Oh, I was gonna go to Canada and I had planned to do some collaborating with a model up there and with a dom up there. And that kind of got canceled due to a
Mhm.
couple conflicting things,
Mhm.
partly because of schedules and stuff not aligning right. And
Right, right. Things
anyway,
happen. Things happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been looking to try to expand and stuff. My biggest thing is like whenever I try to go to a location and I have somebody that's like, oh yeah, it's cool, we can so do that. Other people don't plan like I do. Like I plan out a year in advance and
Right.
they
They
only
can't
plan
do
out
that.
like a month.
Yeah, I'm that person. If a
Yeah.
month, I'll probably do a day. I'm bad at planning. My shit is
Well,
fair of the moment shit.
mm-hmm.
My
Well,
family
see,
thinks it, but it's the truth. I can't plan anything because with the kids and I
well, I'm
just
pretty sure that I'm the opposite because my family was so bad about being spur of the moment for everything. Like I
right.
never knew what I was doing as a kid. And I was always late for everything because my parents were terrible for that. Like if I told my dad that I needed to be somewhere at 2 o'clock, we would always show up at 3 o'clock. So as a teen, I got to where I would tell him that I had to be there an hour and 30 minutes before I was supposed to be there.
Oh shit. At least you found a system.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm so weird about being like punctual and sticking to a schedule
Because of
because
that.
yeah, because I was always late for everything. And sometimes it was very costly. Like I was in marching band and track and I was an athlete. So it's one of those things. If you show up an hour late, you're done. You didn't get to participate.
That was it.
So I had to get
Oh.
kind of slick with that.
Yeah, so that's it. You're like, I'm never gonna be that
Yeah.
person.
So I guess I kind of had to adapt and, so now
Yeah.
I try to plan stuff out, but I got kids too. So I got to plan around them
Right, right. Yeah.
and all of
Hmm.
their activities and then all of my other touring that I do. And
Right,
then I have my own business that I got to run and then I do my dom stuff. So it's like, we are always going, we have like 15 jobs
right. We do.
and we only get paid for half of one of them.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
so, so
Girl, I know.
yeah.
I'm on that boat with you.
I'm glad someone else feels it.
Oh yeah, I'm there with you, sister.
So
But yeah, if you ever are interested, come on over. We'll advertise double down sessions and you can
that would be fucking
video.
amazing. And you can show me your space. Oh, we can nerd
Yeah.
out together. I get so excited for that. Um, so I was looking at making my own dungeon here in Kentucky. And then I never could find an area where I wanted, like, I felt like it could be both fruitful and beneficial for me.
Hmm.
So I was looking to move to Lexington, which is the second largest city. And then I was like, I don't like Lexington. I like
Yeah.
the rural areas, but
Right.
rural doesn't make money.
Right. Right.
So,
That's true. That's
so
true.
I was thinking of doing like my dungeon in the middle,
Right.
like not
Yeah.
being in the rural area, but not being in the city, doing it in the middle. And I've been thinking about it now for the past year, and I think that's what I'm going to do because it'll be far enough out so that I can kind of be in my own element and not feel like I'm
Hmm.
rushed, not feel like there's too much traffic or I'm
Right.
annoyed by too many people,
Right.
but it's close enough to the city so that it's not an inconvenience for my
For-
subs.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Hmm. That's
So
how I
that's
did it. I'm
Mhm.
15 minutes away from downtown Pittsburgh.
Nice.
The
That's
dungeon.
awesome.
hmm
Yeah.
Now my home, it's a different, I don't,
Right. Right.
because we have family, so we can't, we gotta have our own dungeon and live somewhere else.
Yes.
So yeah.
100%.
hmm
So I do have a question for you. I know that your husband does subby stuff. So whenever your kids get older, are you thinking that you'll potentially have like a live-in slave too? Or is that one of those things that you're not interested in?
Um, I don't know. I think I'm interested. I will, if it was up to me, I'll have like 100 slaves. Okay, honey. Like that's my dream. Like my dream ever since I was a little girl was to
Mhm.
have 100 slaves, just waiting for me in the basement. So
All
that when
doing your bidding.
yeah, like okay, come and bring me the grapes. I'm
Mhm.
taking a shower, bring the
Yes.
towel.
Same. Oh my goodness.
That's right.
I feel like
That's
we really are sisters.
I'm telling you, we're from a different dimension, and
Because
that's what I
that's
want. So.
literally where my headspace was too. Um, I seen it as my community. And I even talk about it like on my Twitch channel sometimes. I'm like, whenever I create my town and I have my community, all my slaves, my subs.
Right? That's
These
right.
are my plans.
These are, yeah, and that's exactly what. So that's. I think that's the dream come true for us. That's like our dream.
Yes.
That's our goal.
Yes. Yes. 100%. Firmly believe. So kind of looking at that, we're talking about kind of us knowing whenever we were younger that we were just like bossy and demanding starting out. Kind of what aspirations did you have as a child? Like what did you want to be when you got older, or kind of where did you want to be?
Well, when okay, so when my mom passed away, I was going to school to become a nurse.
Okay.
I was going, so I always liked caretaking. I always liked,
Yeah.
I was okay with blood. I was always infatuated with needles and like,
Hmm.
doing all of that. I always did like the caring
Right.
uh, of that. But as a little girl, of course, I always saw myself as a princess, as a queen, and having slaves, right? So
Yeah.
it kind of like combined into both, right? So
Oh, I love it.
yeah, that's like, yeah, it's crazy how we think these things, and then as we get older, we understand ourselves more. Like even as a dom,
Yes.
we're like, okay, well, I like this because of this. When I
Hmm.
was little,
And you
this is what.
learn every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's one of those things where you build on it and you learn every day. You'll never like completely know yourself because we're ever evolving. It's like
Yeah.
you build on that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I mean, that's what life is all about,
Yeah.
evolving. You always have to want more. You always
Yes.
want to learn more. You want to get to know more people. You want to experience more in life, even if it's by yourself, even if you're a
Hmm.
recluse. You
Yeah.
still want to be able to say, the sun is setting today at 6. That's different from last year. I learned something new, right?
Yeah,
Like
for
just
sure.
we always want to, because if we don't, then what's the point in living and having
Yeah,
experience and living in this earth experience right now that we're living.
100%. I completely agree. So kind of on that note, that actually leads me to my next question for you.
Mhm.
How has sex work helped you evolve as a person?
Compassion.
Mm,
My compassion has grown so much, even
yeah.
to forgive,
Mhm.
uh to put myself in other people's shoes,
Yeah.
and to feel what they're feeling, and to gracefully take the bad and the good,
Mhm.
because we're really not bad. Nobody's really bad. Things that
Right.
happen to us are not really that bad. It's just the things, how we see it, what glasses we choose to see it with,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Oh my
And
goodness. I love it.
so everything is an experience. Like I said
Mhm.
before, we're here for a very short amount of time, in a blink of an eye.
Mhm.
And what stays with us is our experience, and how we helped how good we have helped other people and how
Right.
fulfilled we feel in that role.
Yes. That kind of reminds me, I was on someone else's podcast, and they were asking me questions, and they were like, well, if there's one thing that you could change about your past, what would it be? And I'm like, absolutely nothing.
Me too.
Because if you change something about your past, then you're kind of changing who you are. Like,
Right.
give me the good, give me the bad, give me the fucking ugly. And
Mhm.
I'm going to take that and turn it into something empowering for me, because
Yes.
I needed those negative experiences to become who I
Mhm.
am. I needed all that trauma and pain to become who I am, because at the end of the day, kind of like you were talking about earlier, you have to learn
Mhm.
how to deal with it. You have to learn how to process it, and you have
Mhm.
to grow into a better individual, not let that pain and trauma control you, which is
Right.
kind of another reason I started the podcast too. I wanted to shed light on the positive side and kind of how we grow into the people that we're supposed to be, and we love ourselves. Like,
Mhm.
this isn't a bad thing. I have
Mhm.
seen sex work be so liberating, so like empowering,
Empowering.
and it's complete freedom.
Yep. Oh yes, it's freedom. It's freedom to make your own choice.
Yeah.
Is freedom to say to hell with everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take control
Mm-hmm.
of what's happening to the body that I am possessing. Like, this is my
Yes.
body. This is my life.
Mm-hmm. And you can
Right.
take that power back if it was taken from you.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot of DOMs, whether they are male, female, non-binary. I've seen a lot of DOMs that had some kind of trauma in their past. And whenever they got older, they kind of used it as a crutch to help resolve some of their therapy. Like, they use it as therapy to resolve some of their issues, some of the things that they couldn't control in the past. It
Mm-hmm.
gives them a controlled environment so they can work through that trauma without
Mm-hmm.
hurting themselves. And
Yeah.
I am here for that. I'm here
Yeah.
for the positive growth that you can have in sex work. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you're having a bad day and you just need to spank someone or something, you just need to get kind of that aggression out, and say you're going to the dungeon later, you could literally have a willful soul that needs the spanking as therapy be there.
Mm-hmm.
So you both are
Yes.
healing together. Like, that is
Yes.
fucking beautiful.
That is beautiful. And that's an energy, that's synergy,
Yes.
that vibe, that give and take, that, oh,
Hmm.
it's just such a
The
beautiful
power
thing.
exchange is
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, yes. And it's healing
Hmm.
to the parties that are involved. It's sacred.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
beautiful. It's more than just oh, I'm just gonna go get whipped. No, 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 no. This is
Hmm.
a different level, honey. You ain't
Yeah.
ready for this shit. You ready
Yeah.
for this shit? It's just so deep and
Hmm.
so fulfilling. Like, I have slaves that come and they cry in sessions, not from the pain
Yes.
that I'm inflicting, but because they're releasing.
Yes. Same. And that's what I was getting ready to tell you, and you said it for me. I have had the same experience. People just feel so liberated. They feel like there's just huge weight off of their chest.
Yes.
And it is literally therapy for people. And they see it
Yes.
as something that's like derogatory or negative or humiliating. But I will tell you, the I haven't had any sessions to date where someone hasn't left taller than when they came in.
Right, you can see it, like their demeanor, their
Yeah.
bodies, their body language, like they will come like this and
Mm-hmm.
they will leave like, yes,
Yeah.
I was able to take Amanda La Fatale. Yes, I was
Mm-hmm.
able to endure,
Yeah.
and it's a pleasure. It's amazing. It's transforming. It's life transforming.
Yes. 100%. I
Right.
completely agree. So on that note, let's talk about your kinks.
Ooh, I don't
Tell
even
me.
have I don't have one favorite one. I mean, I like needle play.
You- That's exactly what I say. People are like, so tell me your top 5 favorite kinks. And I'm like, can we do like a top 20?
Right? It's like, I don't even have just one. I mean, and we're
And
ever
they rotate.
evolving. Yeah, and it rotates. It depends on the
depending
time
on
of
how
the
you're
month. If I have
feeling.
my
Yeah.
period, you know, if
Yeah.
I'm PMSing.
Or if you feel like a little more like mommy dom at the time, so you kind of want to
Yes,
be more the therapist role, or if you're feeling like a little more daddy dom at the time and you want to beat somebody's ass.
right, right. It varies. I tell my slaves all the time, you're never gonna know who you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Because one day I'll be like, ay, cosita linda de mama. It's a cosita linda. One day I'll be like, woof, like a puppy.
Yeah.
The other one I'll be like, get down on your fucking knees,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah. Which is my favorite. I
You
love it.
just
I
lay
love it.
there, you know, massage me, you know, just
Yeah.
you
Oh my
never know.
goodness. There was this, I had a new sub that was serving feet for the first time. They'd never served feet. And it's not that they found feet disgusting. They just never like had an opportunity where somebody was like into foot stuff. So they didn't
Right.
really know how they felt about it.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, you're gonna worship my fucking feet today. And he's like, okay. By the time we left, he had a foot fetish.
There you go. Yeah. Like, oh, I didn't know this, but I really like this. Ooh, ooh, yes. This is how you like it? Do you want more?
Yeah. And people don't realize that you can literally grow into something and grow out of it.
Mhm.
It's like other things. It's not, oh, well, if I like this, I have to like it for the rest of my life. Because like anything else, it's going to grow,
Mhm.
whatever
It's
you
gonna
feel
evolve.
inside. Yeah. And whatever your attractions are, they're going to grow. It's like maybe this week you're more attracted to blondes. Maybe next week you're more attracted to brunettes. It's
Yeah.
one of those things where some of it's going to stay consistent. Like I have literally had a leather fetish since I was like 6. I can remember being obsessed with leather since I was 6.
Me too.
And my
Girl, me
first
too.
introduction to that was saddles because I loved horses
Mhm.
and association with that. And then, boots and
Right.
coats. And
Right.
I became obsessed with the smell, the weight, the texture. Like overall, I just absolutely love it. Like
Yeah.
to this
And
day.
leather back in the days was like real good leather. It wasn't this vegan shit. You know what I mean? Like it was like
Yes.
real leather.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing, if you wanted to know if something was real leather, put it on you because the
Mhm.
weight of that bitch will let you know.
Oh, honey, you will fucking go to the side just trying to put it on. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm with you on that one.
So,
You know what? I'm gonna find a picture I have of I was like 9, I think,
mhm,
and I was in the train station and I'm wearing leather jacket, leather pants, and I'm like all dommy, like little
mhm,
moves. I'm gonna
cute,
look for
cute.
that picture. I'm gonna look for that picture and I'm gonna post it. And I'm gonna be like, this is the picture I was telling
Yeah.
you. I'll tag you.
Well, I definitely want to see it. Like whenever I was growing up, I didn't have a whole lot of leather items. I can remember my parents having leather items and I would wear them. Like my dad had these like leather fringe jackets because he was a biker. And
Mhm.
then he would have these leather boots and I would wear them.
Right? Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do with whatever you got.
Yeah. So I would be like walking around the house in
Yeah,
this coat that swallows me.
yeah. Well, hey, it's a style now.
Yeah.
Over coats, big coats.
Yeah. Oversized stuff. Yep.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
So kind of, I know you have like a broad spectrum for the different kinks that you're into, and we kind of discussed how you like the feel of some stuff. Is there any kind of soft or hard limits you have when it comes to kinks?
As long as your life is not in danger with what you're
Mhm.
asking me for, I'm all
Oh,
for it. Right?
okay.
Like,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, as long as that is, then fine. Like
Yep. That's
I
my motto
can,
too.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or sex.
As long as
No
it's not,
intercourse.
yeah,
No
exactly.
intercourse, no jacking off, none of that
Or
bullshit.
us being submissive. I don't,
Yeah,
I don't do submissive. That's a
exactly.
hard
Oh, yeah.
limit.
No, I can't do
Yeah.
submissive. I've never done it. Mm-mm. Nope.
Yeah.
Not my thing, not my jam. I
Yeah.
mean, even thinking about it gets me like depressed. Like, how can it gets me choked up, right?
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah,
Not
for
my
sure.
thing. Mm-hmm.
So I guess a lot of people don't understand whenever they say, no, I don't have any limits at all. Listen, you're going to have some kind of limit. Maybe you haven't found it yet, but you're going to have some. Just
Yep.
like with us, anybody listening, you know, if you don't quite understand what hard and soft limits are kind of something that under the right circumstance, you would kind of be okay with. Hard limits are something
Or
that
you
is a
want to
complete no-go.
dabble. You want to
Yeah.
dabble a little,
Yeah.
maybe. Not something that you're really into, but you want to dabble in it.
Maybe you could question if you could potentially like it at some point, but hard limits are just like complete no-goes. Like I've had subs that are cool with giving blowjobs to my strap, but they do not like any kind of insertion. They don't want
I have
anything in
subs.
their butt.
I have subs that don't like needles, right?
Mhm.
They have a needle phobia. That's a hard
Yeah.
no. You know,
Yeah.
if you have a phobia of something, or
Yeah.
you're claustrophobic, you can't be sensory deprived, you can't have a mask on.
Communicate that with us.
Yes, you have to let us know. And I
Yeah.
always tell them, like, you gotta let me know. And also, if you have any surgeries, like any heart,
Mhm.
you know, what's that called? That
The
malcapato, I
stents
know.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you have that, you gotta let us know, because
Yep.
there's
Or
things that
pacemakers.
yes,
Pacemakers are
pacemakers.
bad ones. Yeah.
We can't do electrical with that when you
Yeah.
have that. We can't do the wands. We can't do, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? These are things that you have to communicate and tell us that. So
Mhm.
our no, and also let us know, because it's your
And one of
health.
those things that people don't think about is
Mhm.
Viagra. Make sure
Yeah.
you tell us if you're on that. Like your heart can literally give out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fine to be able to use something to kind of assist you if you need it, but let us know.
Right.
We
Let
need
us
to know
know.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
We need to know that. Yeah. I
And
try
if
to
some kind
tell
of shit's going to happen, we need to know, we need to be prepared.
prepared.
That's
Yeah.
not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. We need to know what kind of medications you take, if you're taking
Yeah.
any dilution or anything,
Yeah.
high blood pressure, you know, things like
Mhm.
that. Always
Mhm.
you have to let us know. Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
That's why I always have my dungeon. I always have water. I have orange
Mhm.
juice, just in case for diabetics.
Mhm.
You know, the sugar goes low. You gotta
Right.
get some sugar. I always have some kind of crackers and sugar stuff that they can
Mhm.
munch on. You know, when I have longer sessions, I have breaks, like water
Right.
breaks. You know,
Yes. Oh my goodness, I do the same thing. I'm so glad someone else mentioned that. I'm pretty sure you're the only person to date that has mentioned that, but I love taking small breaks, doing like a checkup. Hey, how
yeah,
are you? Is everything going okay? Is there
yeah,
anything that was too much? Anything that you like
right,
that we should do more?
right,
Or do you need a minute? Because let me
yeah,
tell you, you're running a marathon. I'm running a marathon when I'm doing this.
yeah.
Like,
And
there's
we're in a
so much going
space.
on.
We're in
Yeah.
a space too. We like time. There's
Yeah.
no concept of time. Like there's
Yeah.
no that we don't think about time. We don't think about.
Mhm.
We think about you and me. That's
Yeah.
what we're thinking about. We're thinking about me and you, our
Mhm.
energy, our you know, what we're giving each other, the power
Mhm.
exchange. So with that comes breaks. You need to keep hydrated.
Mhm.
You need
Responsibility.
yeah, we need to make sure that if
Mhm.
you're tied up, that circulation, your
Yeah.
fingers are not cold, your extremities are not cold. There's a lot
Yeah.
of things involved.
Yes. 100%. 100%. You know, one of my I actually just parted with one of my slaves because whenever we got together, he approached me a year ago. Whenever
Right.
we got together, he knew exactly what I was, what I provided. And over time, it got to be he wanted more. He ended up wanting a real relationship with me,
Right,
which
that
was
happens.
fine, but he wanted to have the sexual aspect where he got
Oh,
penetration. I'm not okay
yeah.
with that.
No, no, that's not what we're here for.
Yeah.
It's if a dom falls in love with the slave, okay, go ahead, whatever rocks your boat. You
Mhm.
know, there's no rules that say that, but
Right.
but we know what we want. Like we know what we have,
Mhm.
and if we don't offer that, that's not. You know, there's
Yeah.
no oral sex, there's no playing with my pussy, there's no
Yep.
seeing me naked. You know, like that's
Yep.
not. That's not what you're gonna get from me. You're gonna get something more than that. Like that's just
Yes.
you know what I mean? This is way
Mhm.
more spiritual and way more energy, vibe. It's not
Right.
just that, right? And then
Yeah.
the thing is too, like a lot of these slaves, they want a relationship with you, and then if they do get the relationship, they think that they're gonna have the dominatrix 24/7, and that's not it. That's
Mhm.
not, you're not gonna, I'm not
And
just
they
a dom.
also think that you'll give them this giant ass discount because you're dating. So like he literally
Heard that.
wanted me to date him full time, and he
Mhm.
only wanted to pay me $2,000 a month. So you're asking for more of my time, you're asking for more of my services, you're expecting me to give you what I
Yeah.
would give a permanent mate, but you only want to give me $2,000 a month. You know, like you got to look at these
That won't even
people.
cover the rent.
That's what I said. I was like, I got 2 car payments and I have
Right.
rent, and that
We
doesn't
have
even pay my
kids.
2 car payments and
Yeah.
rent.
No, no,
Like,
no, 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 honey, no,
no,
no, no, no.
no,
And we're not in this
no.
for the money. We're in here for, you know, we want the money, but we're not in this for the
Mhm.
money, but we know our worth.
Yes. And that's exactly what I say. Like,
Mhm.
if you're one of those clients that I build up like really, really good rapport with,
Right, right,
sometimes maybe I'll give you a little extra time, or
right,
sometimes maybe I'll give you like a holiday discount, or
right.
maybe we'll go out to dinner together. But that
Mhm.
doesn't mean that you're going to get free time. You're going to get these
Or take
giant
me
ass
shopping,
discounts.
or
Yes.
take me shopping. You know, that's a fun thing. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that you can't force your will upon them because that's what you want.
It's gonna
Like,
come out of me. It's gonna come
yeah,
out of me because it's gonna be a turn
yeah,
off if you're asking for it.
yeah, 100%. And you know, well, the whole reason I was telling you this story, we
Mhm.
kind of parted ways because of that situation. Because coming in, I told them what I offered, and I kept like a month before we kind of parted ways. He's like, "Well, I want more." And I'm like, "Well, I can give you a referral to someone else that offers
Someone
those
else,
services." I don't, but I
right?
can give you a referral. And he's like, "No, it has to be you." And I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry, I don't provide those services. I
No,
don't have
yeah,
anything against anybody that does, but I don't
it's not me.
personally provide those." Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I was talking to him early on in our relationship about hydration. I was like, "Well, we'll take periodic breaks so that you can stay hydrated." And I
Mhm.
was like, "Is there anything in aftercare that you kind of would like?" And he's
Right.
like, "What's aftercare?" And I'm like, "I thought you had been a sub before." And he's like, "Well, I have." And I'm like,
You
"Have
never
you?"
had aftercare?
Yeah. I was like, "How have you been a sub and not ever had aftercare?" And he's like, "Well, my previous DOMs didn't do that." And I was like, "Well, I'm not saying that it's bad that you don't know what it is. Like, I'm not trying to say that you're dumb or anything.
Right.
I'm just confused as to why these DOMs were not
Mhm.
responsible
Right.
and perform aftercare, because he had 2 pro DOMs before me. Like, you're not a pro DOM if you don't do that. I don't care what you call yourself.
Right. Exactly.
If you don't
Exactly.
take care of whoever you're seeing, then
Right.
you're not a pro Dom, because that's
Right.
part of one of our responsibilities, to make
Mhm.
sure there's a safe environment. If there's
Right.
no aftercare, then it's not really a safe environment, is
Right.
it?
And it doesn't have to be like half an hour. It can be 2 minutes,
Mm-mm.
even
Mhm.
2 minutes.
And
You
it can
know,
be just
look at
one
me in the
question.
eye and be
Are
like,
you
"Are
okay?
you okay?"
Yeah.
That's as simple as it is.
Yeah.
And
100%.
it's just compassion. You just
Mhm.
went through something. You just did something. You know,
Yep.
compassion. Ay, 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 chihuahuas.
It was exhausting. And I mean, I kind of taught him
But
what
good for
aftercare
you.
was and kind of
Good.
opened stuff up. But I mean, it is crazy. My whole point was I would take breaks to help with, aftercare and everything, and then make sure he was hydrated and everything. But my whole point is, so many people come into approaching a real Dom and they're so confused about the stuff that we do. And
Because
I'm
they see
like,
things in videos too.
yeah. And I'm like, let me help you get a real life experience.
Right. Let me
Not
guide you.
a, yeah, not this fake online experience.
Right.
Like, the
Mm-hmm.
movies, that's not how that shit happens.
No, no, of course
It's
not.
not.
These are
Yep.
actors. These are
Yep.
legit just for that, you know, they
Mm-hmm.
get paid to do this. This is what
Yep.
their thing is, you know,
And you don't
whatever
see
to
the
each
parts
their
that are
own.
cut out.
Yeah, to each their own. but the real life thing is a totally different thing. It's totally different.
Yes.
And that's
100%.
with everything in life. I mean, you see movies, oh, that being married is beautiful and romantic. But what about the nitty-gritty of having a marriage? What
Yeah.
about being there for your spouse when they're sick, when they're not sick, when they're down, when they're up, when being the rock. They don't
Yeah.
talk about that shit. It's all
And they
it's all
definitely do not talk about the trials and tribulations that come from other people in your relationship or family
right,
members that are petty and conniving. Like,
right.
you don't see those things.
No,
They
you
don't
don't see
talk about
those
those
things.
things.
No, they don't. So, and the people need a wake up call. Like, no, this is real life. This is real shit.
Yep.
And this is why we are good at what we do.
Yes, 100%. Speaking of good at what we do, what is the weirdest thing that you've been approached to do? Like the oddest abnormal kink kind of real situations?
Well, I had this one guy in New York that wanted me to get like a cat suit that had glass spiking out. So he said that every time that he will like touch me, it will cut him. I never did it, but he wanted to have like,
Yeah.
make like have me go somewhere to make this special thing.
That'd be super, super fucking expensive for one.
Yeah. Well, he had it, but I was like, I don't think I want to cut.
That sounds kind of dangerous too. Like, what if it comes back on you?
Exactly, that too. And
Like
I'm like,
that'll pierce and come back and cut you. Like, nah.
no. So that's the weirdest shit that I was like, okay, it's time for me to go.
Yeah. Like, I'm not putting myself in harm's way because you have this fantasy. And I bet he has not had that fulfilled before. I bet that was just an idea that popped in his head and he's like, oh, I want to try this.
Right.
And it's fine to kind of want to try that, but at the same time you have to think, is it safe? Because that doesn't sound safe.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it realistic? Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? What's the weirdest, craziest thing?
Oh my goodness. I think my weirdest thing was this guy wanted me to drive a bus over top of him and then shit on his face. Like,
nice.
like he wanted me to drive the bus over him, like I was running him over.
And then
not actually running him over, but like him being laying in the middle, and the bus obviously is going to clear him. It's not going to touch him at all. But anyway, he wanted me to drive a bus over him and then get off of the bus and come and shit on his face.
Did you do it?
No.
No,
because I stopped working for the school board, so I didn't drive a bus anymore.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, all right.
he was definitely very adamant about it, and I was like, well, I would really like to help you out, but I don't drive a bus anymore. And he's like, man,
I missed my chance. I should have contacted you earlier.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was
you missed the bus on that one, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He missed the bus.
Yeah. So I think that was the weirdest. Like, I've had a lot of weird shit, but I think just the kind of mixture of that one was the weirdest.
Right.
Because there have been some, you get asked some pretty odd stuff as a dom.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're all fun though. Even listening to them, I'm like, even that guy that wanted me to put that, I'm like, ooh, your imagination is off the chain. I like it. I don't know. I just love this. The weirder the better.
Mm-hmm. And I'm the same way. The only thing that I look at is it safe for you? Is it safe for me mentally and physically? Like, it has to, check out in all the areas. And if it's cool and there's no fucking issues like that, like we're not gonna scar each other or something.
Right.
Cool.
For life. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with it. With it. And there's a lot of doms that I've seen that kind of they don't do the harder stuff, and that's okay. That's their choice.
Yeah.
But
Definitely. Whatever
some of
rocks
us
their
are okay
boat.
with the harder stuff.
Yeah, whatever rocks their boat, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it's to each their own. There's no right or wrong. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because we set our boundaries
Right.
very, from the beginning. So it's, like for me, let's say that I'm not ticklish at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to tickle, right? I like
Yeah.
to the tickle sessions. And
Right.
for somebody, tickle is like, no, don't
Mm-hmm.
tickle me. So whatever.
Yeah.
It's to each their own. There's no right or wrong. You just got to communicate.
Mm-hmm. That's like my primary mate. He is super, super fucking ticklish. Like,
Yeah. My
I have to
husband
tie
too.
him down.
My
I
husband
have to
too.
tie him down, or there will be legs flailing and arms flailing. And I have one client that really likes to see tickle torture. He doesn't like to be tortured himself, but he likes to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I do customs for him, I will tie my primary mate up to tickle him.
Mm-hmm.
And he is over here like squirming, like squealing, like trying to get away, you know? So
I
for
would love
some
to see
people, they
that.
love that.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah. It's so funny. See, I'm one of those weird people. I'm not ticklish, and the only kind of tickle sensation I have
Yeah.
is tickling excites me. It makes me like super horny, which is
Mm.
weird.
Nice.
It's
That's
so
nice.
weird.
Yeah. I'm not
But
ticklish at all.
oh,
At
well, I guess
all.
that's kind of a good thing too. Like I was tortured a lot as a kid being tickled. So I think that's why I have the association I do. It doesn't tickle me anymore. It like
Mhm.
has a good
It turns you
sensation.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it activates that in my brain because it kind of takes me back to when I was a child, when I had less to worry about, no adult responsibilities and all this other stuff. So it was like a pleasurable time in my life. So
Right.
psychologically, I see it
Mhm.
as this
You're
positive,
relaxed.
exciting thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, that's
it's super
good.
weird. Super weird. And it's crazy how your brain does that. It makes that association, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Oh
I
yeah,
love
our
that.
brains. Our brains are our whole bodies are temples.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yes.
temples, and they should be worshipped. They should be taken care of with the right
Mm-hmm.
medication, with the right foods, and all of
Yes.
that. Because this is our temple, and this is our
Mm-hmm.
body, and we experience this life through this body, that we have embodied.
Yes, 100%. And I have one more question for you. I know that this has been a very long interview, but
Oh, it's
I
been
just
fun.
I get so excited talking to you.
Me too. It's been fun.
So my last question for you tonight is going to be, if you could give any baby dom advice, what would that advice be?
Never give up.
Okay.
Never give up. If I was giving myself 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago an advice,
Mhm.
I would say, never give up, girl.
Yeah,
Never give up,
100%.
and believe in yourself, and trust yourself, trust the
Mhm.
journey,
Yeah.
and you have the power.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Always remember to believe in yourself, especially when other people don't. Because
Definitely
there's
when other
there's
people
going to
don't.
be people out there that try to tear you down just because they're jealous.
Right.
I've
Exactly.
experienced that too much in my life. And let me tell you, if you're anybody that is listening that wants to be a dom, don't let other people tell you how to be a dom, because you can literally be like this hybrid porn star dom. Maybe you still do scenes with like males and stuff and you play different roles, but you still want to be a dom. You can do that. There are no rules.
There are no
Like
rules.
don't think that you have to fit this traditional agenda for what a dom
Mold.
is.
There's no
Yeah.
mold.
Yeah.
You go all around the world, and there's different kind of DOMs all over the world. So
Mm-hmm.
you find yourself. You just don't give
Yeah.
up.
Find your niche, find your specialty, and
Yep.
grow.
Yeah. And always know that you're gonna evolve. You're gonna get bored of one thing and do something else. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
how it is.
Yes.
So you
Super
won't get
amazing.
burned.
Super
Burned
amazing.
out. Burned out. That's the
Mhm.
word. I love you, honey. You're awesome. So much fun talking to
I
you.
know. I had so much fun talking to you too. I feel like I took up all of your nights.
Oh, I mean, the time goes quick. Like we started this at 8. It's already been 2 hours.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
I know. I know.
And it feels
I
like it's only been 15 minutes.
I'm here for it though. Like whenever I make good connections with somebody and I have good chemistry, it's one of those things like time flies when you're having fun kind of
Yes.
situations,
Yes.
especially whenever it's like real, whenever you can
Yes.
tell somebody's aura is real and they
Mm-hmm.
just give all of their self to
Vibe.
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
We're
I love
vibing,
that.
girl.
Yeah.
We're vibing.
Yeah.
Pillow
Love it.
talk.
Again, thank you guys for being so amazing. Coming to this episode of Forbidden Depths. Again, if you don't follow Amanda over on Twitter, make sure you do. Again, she has all of her links in the bio. I'll also put it in the bio of the podcast so you can find her more easily. If you have any questions about booking and everything, you can go to her links because she can help you out. And thank you so much for being so
Thank you,
amazing today.
beautiful. You're awesome. I love you so much. My sister from another dimension.
I'm glad I found you.
We're gonna do this again.
Yes, because I want to pick your brain about so much.
All right, let's do it. Yeah,
so
let's do
much.
it. All right.
Because it's one of those things where I feel like not everybody is, I guess, into the same conversation that I am, but I feel like we just have so much to talk about.
Yeah, we do. We do. And on a regular basis, call me up.
Yes. Yes. I
Yeah.
will see you guys on the next episode of Forbidden Depths. Thank you again, and you have an amazing night.
Good night.
Hey, it's Queen Frostbitten again, your host. I just want to remind you that you can follow us on YouTube at Forbidden Depths. That's FORBIDDENDEPTHS. Or over on Twitter at the number 4 BIDDENDPODCAST. Remember to always stay educated, consensual, and safe. We'll see you on the next show.